Hi, my name is Brendan Lucas and I'm a Chartered Accountant. And today I want to talk to you about outsourcing. Should I outsource some parts of my organisation? Maybe a question that you've asked yourself at different times through your role in your organisation. And it's an important decision to make because there are certain things that have to happen within an organisation, but there's different ways they can get delivered. As I say, there's many ways to skin a cat. It doesn't always mean you need another person, another body inside your organisation to achieve what you need to achieve. So the question is, well, when should you and when shouldn't you? So some of the questions that I'd be asking from an accountant's view is this part of our core service? Is this what we do? So if I'm a Meals on Wheels organisation, doing the bookkeeping or managing our fleet of vehicles is probably not core to what we do. It's about making, our core service would be making the meals and having that relationship with our clients. That I would see would being the core service that a Meals on Wheels organisation would deliver. Another way to think about it would be key person, dependency risk. So one that I've seen a lot as an accountant is we've got one bookkeeper in the organisation and they do payroll and they do it every week on a Wednesday. So the bookkeeper can take a holiday, just not on a Wednesday. Now, that works well while they're flexible and happy to do so, but at certain points, that can be outside your control. Things can happen. They can be locked up, need to be housebound. Something may happen, they may be sick or a family member, or they want to go on a holiday for like 2 weeks rather than just 4 days. Or they may decide, you know what, I want to go try something else. So now all that knowledge you've learnt, you've built up, that one person has learned, is now stuck with that person, and then you need to dump all of that out, but they've maybe built over 4, 5, 10 years into a couple of week handover if you're lucky. So that can make organisations very nervous about certain employees going, well, geez, I hope they don't leave. That's not a feeling you want to have when you're running an organisation. An organisation, it needs to be about people, but it can't be about a person. You can't have that risk. Can also look at demand. So I might look at, say, marketing. So marketing for some organisations, particularly around fundraising, if you look at fundraising angle, maybe big around sort of that April, May, June. They're looking at that June 30 tax deduction. We want to get as much attention as we can and get as many donations people, because they'll probably donate most around maybe June and then maybe a Christmas appeal. So you may not need that fundraising expertise the rest of the year at the same level that you do in those major campaigns. It might also be less expensive. Have you ever thought about the true cost of an employee? Once you add on super, almost 10.5% now, leave loading, annual leave, long service leave, they've got to rejig the work or the people so they can cover when they go on leave, or you need to bring in a temp or a casual, and personal carers leave, that's obviously unplanned most of the time. You've got recruitment costs or just time of interviewing and onboarding new staff members, workers' comp. You've got your tech set up, your IT, your phone. You may need that, if you've got a number of people in your organisation, that obviously means you probably need an office if you're not in that working from home environment. So there's the training costs for those people as well. There's some tech subscriptions that you'll have, which will be per person. All of a sudden, that $50,000 a year role is probably costing you, 60, 65 plus. But often when we're looking at the decisions of, okay, what does that role cost us? We just look at gross salary. So it's really important to look at that big picture. So when you've done all of that, you might go, well, okay, I'm fundraising. I need them at certain parts of the year, but I've got a full-time employee. So when we talk about the financial aspects of outsourcing, one of the other ways to look at it is what's the difference between having one person who's a generalist compared to a number of experts. So you may have $60,000 for a role. Now you could get one person who could be good at one or a couple of little things. But what if you got 5 or 6 people on 10, 12 grand retainers, for a year? I wonder what they could achieve, or in a special, short-term project. If you had that expertise from various different angles coming in to help your organisation, that may provide more bang for your buck than that one person fulfilling a role or trying to wear multiple hats when they may be only good at one thing, but they're stuck doing all this other stuff as well because that's all the organisation can afford. So that's another way to look at outsourcing. It's not just about, okay, do we do outsource or do we do in-house? But maybe if we pulled our money together, there's a smarter way to spend it. When it comes to outsourcing, above all, you need to make sure that that organisation or that person is the right fit for you. So obviously speak to other clients of theirs, either former or current, or talk to your other colleagues in the network of the sector that you're in, and get some recommendations and have a chat to them and really suss out what they're about. And then you can see if they're going to be a fit, and then you can compare it to your other options. And yeah, if you are looking at those non-core services, I think you'll find more often than not that outsourcing will get you better bang for your buck, less stress, less hassle, and that better result for the organisation so you can focus on your core services. If this has been helpful, click the link to stay in touch. Please also subscribe, like,